Did you know that coffee is very healthy for some people but can promote the development of serious illnesses in others? In this video I'll explain why and what role your genes play in this. Coffee is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, there are few foods that contain a higher concentration of healthy antioxidants, polyphenols, flavonoids and resveratrol. These substances combat toxic waste products of our metabolism and protect our cells from turning into cancer cells. If only there was no caffeine. Plants have developed caffeine as a defense mechanism against insects. This neurotoxin kills these insects that eat the plant, thus protecting the plant from being eaten. We humans have discovered caffeine as a stimulant, making caffeine the most popular psychoactive drug in the world. Caffeine blocks certain receptors responsible for the effects of a calming substance in the brain, thereby delaying the onset of fatigue. But caffeine is not only unhealthy for insects, but also for humans. Studies have shown that too much caffeine increases the overall death rate by 21%. It raises blood pressure, the risk of heart attack, can trigger gout attacks, leads to sleep problems, headaches, reduced fertility, worsens depression and leads to faster skin aging due to collagen loss. Fortunately, our body has a specific weapon against the harmful caffeine, the CYP1A2 gene. A person drinks coffee and the caffeine enters the body. Now it's the CYP1A2 gene's turn. This gene recognizes caffeine and breaks it down before it can do any harm. The healthy substances from the coffee are also absorbed. The harmful caffeine is broken down and coffee becomes healthy for the body and protects the cells. If this process works correctly, thanks to functioning genes, coffee is a true miracle weapon for your health. The harmful caffeine is immediately broken down, leaving behind many healthy ingredients that protect our body and health. Studies have shown that people with functioning genes who drink 2 to 5 cups of coffee per day have a 50% lower risk of heart attack. This means they have reduced their risk by 50% just through drinking coffee. In women, it has been shown that with optimal CYP1A2 genes and 2 or more cups of coffee per day, breast cancer develops on average 7 years later than in women who do not drink coffee. Coffee therefore protects against the development of cancer. Unfortunately, not everyone has such optimal CYP1A2 genes. Genetic defects that impair the function of this gene are unfortunately very common and also influence how caffeine affects us. Caffeine enters the body again, but the CYP1A2 gene cannot recognize it and break it down. The harmful caffeine stays in the body for far too long and cannot be compensated for by the healthy substances in coffee. In this case, coffee is unhealthy. As with most human genes, each person has 2 of this gene, one inherited from the father and one from the mother. Almost half the population, about 41%, has, as I've already explained, 2 functioning genes that immediately recognize and neutralize caffeine. The remaining healthy substances in coffee protect against cancer and heart attack. 44% of people have 1 functioning and 1 defective gene, and therefore break down harmful caffeine much more slowly. 15% have 2 defective genes and can only break down caffeine very, very slowly. So how does coffee affect these people? The healthy substances in coffee are still present, but the harmful caffeine shows its devastating effect. If this person, for example, drinks more than 3 cups of coffee per day, the risk of heart attack increases by a whole 133%. The protection against breast cancer is also completely lost. Women who drink coffee despite having CYP1A2 gene defects develop breast cancer just as frequently as women who do not drink coffee. The question whether coffee is healthy or unhealthy for you depends largely on your CYP1A2 genes. However, not everything is lost for carriers of such gene defects. Decaffeinated coffee contains all of the healthy substances and none of the harmful caffeine, so even with less optimal genes, you can enjoy your morning coffee with a clear conscience.